It's Bob.
I have a possession.
Ah, there's a box. Take the item out of the box. That's it. Pop it there, and then read the card thus.
This is the cushion that I used to carry my pet owl around on. I would have brought the owl, but he escaped last week.
Dave's team, what do you think?
What kind of an owl was it?
Oh, yeah.
Tawny.
Yeah.
Tawny's perch on branches.
Yeah.
So how did you get it to perch on a big, flat, soft cushion?
Oh, Steve, it's so good to have you here.
How did I? Is there a problem here, Steve? Here are the talon marks. I have a rare breeds farm near me, and they had to get rid of a tawny owl that was injured. He couldn't use its wings, and I shouldn't use the words, it couldn't use its bottom.
For what?
For doing what? For poo-pooing.
What did it use?
So, as a trustee of the organisation, because it's just down the road from me, in Warehorn, I agreed to have... I agreed that I would look after it. It actually had what you would call a colostomy bag.
We wouldn't call it that.
No, you would.
We'd call it a colostomy bag.
Have I said it right?
Yeah, we wouldn't have picked it up, but you did specifically say that's what we would have called it. And I thought I'd better address this, because we really wouldn't.
Steve, is an owl's colostomy bag called a colostomy bag?
Yes, it is.
You wouldn't really need it because the majority of kind of solid faecal matter with an owl comes out of its mouth.
Yeah. No, we're dealing with a very sick owl. No, I'm sorry, I sound aggressive there, but I can see... No, he's escaped now, and I can see his little face. We were given a pipette with what was owl nourishment.
So you had to feed it
with a pipette.
Yes.
And
how did it stand on the cushion if, as Steve says, it needs a perch?
It
was fine, just so...
I've clearly not made it clear. This is an incredibly sick bird. You can't judge it, by the normal tone. This is just a lump of meat and feathers. It's just hanging on in there.
But the thing still escapes.
Yes, Actually, I suspect it was killed by my cats.
Why did this owl sanctuary, when it has a sick owl, why didn't it look after the owl itself rather than give it to a local celebrity?
Because I'm
The cushion and cats.
I'm very closely associated with it.
Sorry, my client would like a minute.
You had clearly said to them you were going to nurse it back to health.
No, that was never going to happen.
It's palliative care.
No, it's palliative care.
Palliative care.
It was
palliative care for the owl.
A hospice for the owl.
For the owl.
And we had some decent times.
Did he have a name, this owl?
We called it...
Did you? You called it...
So, you're upset, Bob, I can tell. If you need a minute, it's OK. But what did you call it?
Sorry?
What did you call it?
What did we call the owl?
Yeah.
Well, we called him Mavis.
Bob, what did you feed it with the pipette?
It was described to me as owl nourishment. Everything.
You just take bowls and put them in a liquidizer.
Steve, I can't impress on you. The most you got out of it. It's just a lift and lid.
It wasn't perched then, it was reclined on the cushion. That was its... That was its deathbed.
Yeah. We'd have like a broomstick or something and just hold it.
And what have you told the owl sanctuary? What have you told them? Because they must have been upset.
No, I've told them he's passed away, yeah.
And they said, well, that's fine, we knew Mavis was going to die soon. That's why we gave him or her to you, a comedian who lives locally, to keep on a cushion in the same room as some cats.
So my client would like to change his plea.
This isn't sounding
You're a trustee, did you say, of this charity?
Yes, it's a rare breeds farm in Warehorn. Does family days. Sadly, I haven't got an owl at the moment. But...
So, David, what are you thinking? Is this true?
No, this isn't true.
I think you made all that up.
I just don't believe they would let him bring a dying tawny owl home.
No, I don't think so. I think we're saying it's a lie.
I think you are.
But
yeah.
and I think that's the Rare Breed Centre probably needs to look at its working practices if it happens to be true. But
OK, Bob, truth or lie?
I was telling a lie. I once made a decision in a caravan park at midnight that I soon came to deeply regret.
Oh, God. Right, OK. What decision did you come to at midnight in a caravan park?
Well, as I always say, David, it's a long time ago. So my memory's a bit... It's like trying to locate a rabbit's tear in a petrol spill.
Yeah.
Not easy.
Is it going to be the sort of distant remembrance that could be mistaken for invention?
That's
Or
the
it would
one.
be indistinguishable, the two forms of brain activity. They look identical.
They can do, yes.
Yes.
But they taste different.
Where was the caravan park?
In Hartlepool, Crimden Dean, which
Well, we
is
know what the decision was that you regretted.
Yeah, on the beautiful coast at Hartlepool, Crimden Dean, static caravans, you know the ones...
Yes.
They look like porter cabins.
They do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that appealed to us when we saw the brochure.
Who are you there with?
I was there with my friends. This would be, I would say, 1975-ish, because I was with Cags and Harry Harriman and Buttery Ken, who of course was named that because his dad worked at a dairy farm. So it wasn't just random.
So, was you out dancing, raving before the decision was made?
No, it was bingo.
No,
and,
bingo.
And reruns of the horse racing. We'd been to the social club.
Yes.
Was this all of you now? You said Harry Harriman was there and Buttery Ken.
I think there were 6 of us.
Well, who were the others?
The other ones. Slow Colin was there.
Slow Colin?
Yes.
Why was he called Slow Colin?
Well, why did you think,
Well-
mate? He was very slow. His
physically
movement,
slow?
Physically slow.
Right, OK.
Yeah. And Still Barry.
Wow. After all these years, he's still called Barry. Is that how he got the nickname? He didn't have anything about it. Anyway, what can we call it? Well, he's still called Barry. Let's call him Still Barry.
So, yeah, 6 of us with our flares and...
OK, so all those people were there, and we've definitely given you enough time now to remember the thing that you regretted.
Well, on my way back from social club, I was dragged away from my friends by an old woman. Probably only about 40, but old to me then. And she thrust me up against a static caravan.
Hang on.
Right.
And I said, come and help us, Slow Colin. Will anybody help me? And she started to kiss me.
Kiss?
And I noticed that next to us was, the Calagas
Yeah.
canisters. So, snogging, spot them, realise it's a safety issue, push her away.
It was that hot a kiss. So you disengaged.
Disengaged and went away. And the important point is she shouted at me words similar to, my husband, my fella, is going to kill you.
Wow.
But I went back to the caravan and I said to me mates, there's a bloke's going to kill us.
Oh, us? That was kind of it.
You're all included.
Us?
So, we were very scared young
Yeah.
boys, and so we decided we had to get out of there.
Yeah.
So we decided to walk the 26 miles to Newcastle to watch the movie of the rock opera Tommy by who? The Who.
That's not a quiz question. It was by The Who.
By The Who.
So 26-mile walk. When did you envisage arriving in Newcastle? And what screening of Tommy were you aiming for?
We set off at midnight. It was dark. The moon hadn't been attached to mains power by that point. Slow progress, because, of course, we had our flares on, which acted like sails, trying to get through.
And you had slow Colin with you anyway.
And still Barry, who doesn't move at all.
But, Bob, which bit of this decision do you regret?
I'm not even there yet.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
All of this for nothing?
I can end it quick if you want.
No.
Is that what you said to her?
No.
So we got there, I'm thinking round about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Having been walking all night.
All night.
OK.
Isn't that incredible?
What happened next?
So this is old-fashioned ABC cinema, and I don't know if you remember, they'd often have the fire exits out onto the street.
Yeah.
One of them was open. We crept in, and we went to sleep between the seats, waiting for the film to come on. And, you know, I think we deserved the sleep, and I ain't going to apologise for it.
OK. What do you regret, then?
We didn't see the film. That's the regret.
So, what's it going to be, then? Could that be true?
Well, David, all I'll say is, when I heard Bob read the card, he said at midnight he made a regrettable decision.
Yeah.
But the cinema was in the morning. You said it was a 7 or 8.
According to this story, the
that's 10
regrettable
hours
decision
later.
was made at about 10:30 a.m.
No. The decision to go and see the film was made at midnight. And
Well, you regret not seeing the film. You don't regret the decision to see the film.
I suppose you're right, David, yeah. I know I regret something.
It's the walk for me.
Yeah.
When it started getting to the day, why didn't you hop on a train
Maybe
or a bus?
because the only money we had. But maybe not.
I don't see where the gas canisters came into it.
Yeah.
I suppose there's part of me that wonders whether, as Bob mentioned the gas canisters, he wasn't quite sure how the story was going to go. Yeah. And he thought, I'm going to mention the gas canister, see if I'm going to use that. No, I'm not. And obviously this could be remembering, but it could be thinking it up.
Lie, for sure.
You think for sure? Well,
sure.
let me just pick you up on the phrase "for sure," because I promise you it is not certain. From anyone else, that story is completely unbelievable.
What's unbelievable? But what are you not believing?
You're not traumatised like me by Bob's appearances on this show. So you're just, quite simply, you're just listening to what he's saying. Clearly, that's not the sort of thing that happens to people. So you're just happy to say lie.
Yeah.
OK, that's
Yeah.
fine.
It's not as easy for you, though, is it?
It isn't as easy because he does his own dentistry in a chair he balances on his kitchen island, which I would say is less plausible than this story about walking to see Tommy. We're going to say lie. We're going to say lie.
No.
And then, certainly in one of the infinite number of universes, Bob is going to go, no, it's true. And then what's going to happen to me?
Well, are you all right?
I don't think so, no.
Let's find out.
And do you know, I'm surprised that no one on the production has asked that earlier in this process.
So you're saying it's a lie?
Yes, I'm saying it's a lie.
OK,
and
Bob.
may I add, it had better be one.
Right, Bob, this is a big moment. What you've just told us,
Yes.
was it true or, as David thinks, was it a lie?
I was telling the truth.
I am not OK.
It's Claudia.
Possession.
OK, now, there's a box on the floor, Claude, next to you. First of all, bring the box up onto the desk and then read the card before you open the box.
OK.
There we go. So, first of all, read the card.
OK, this is Yoshi. I recently took him to the vet because I thought he was depressed.
All right, well, now open the box, please.
I'm not opening it. What is it?
Well, let's find out.
OK.
Ah, yes.
Can you take him out of the box and just pop him on the stunningly realistic grassy surface we've put in for you? There he is. Oh, I love rabbits.
Hang on, we can't see it.
Do you want me to touch it? Are you worried about touching?
No, it's that. It's mine.
Is it like a sort of a tortoise?
It's a tortoise.
It is a tortoise.
A little tortoise.
Surely you would kiss him, wouldn't you, Claudia? You would give him a little kiss.
I wouldn't. I don't kiss anyone.
Oh, you would kiss him, though, if he's your little Yoshi.
Yeah.
You'd give him a kiss.
Like that. I don't want to bother him.
A proper one with your lips.
No.
Kiss him. Kiss his little face. That's what mad people do with animals.
No, so it's
So how did you pick him up and take him to the vet? Because you're obviously very attached to him.
Oh, well, no, yes. Well, I'll tell you. This is what happened. This is ours, and this is all of our... Well, it's not mine, it's my family's. And I took him to the vet because I was worried because he was not really bouncing.
Wasn't tearing around like you'd expect. You're an intelligent woman, Claudia.
Not
You know that no tortoises bound around the place, licking
Yes.
people's faces like a spaniel.
Yes, I
So
did-
what was the change in the tortoise's behaviour that you thought meant
Yes.
it was depressed?
This is a very good point. It was just a little bit stationary. When we first got him, he was sort of scampery. Well, not scampery.
Do you want to have a minute to think about this story? Scampery the tortoise.
No, he wasn't scampery, but he was... No, not like that. Anyway...
So essentially, you bought a tortoise that was having a fit, and it recovered, and you mistook that very recovery for depression.
And what did the vet say?
The vet said he's fine.
Money well spent.
What a relief. What a relief.
Did you get charged for that?
Yes, and I'll say this out loud.
There's only way to say it. Otherwise, you're thinking of the word think.
And she said... And she suggested that maybe we organise, like, tortoise playdates.
Right, now you're pushing it. What do you reckon?
She suggested you organise tortoise playdates.
You had them. You had them.
So what are you going to say, David? Is that the truth? Did that happen?
What do you think, Fiona?
Do you know, I think it might not be true somehow.
Look, if this is true...
If this is true,
If
you
this
are
is true,
brilliant.
Claudia deserves a point.
Yeah, at least.
You're saying lie.
It's safe
You're saying lie.
They're saying lie. OK, Claudia, Yoshi the tortoise.
Yoshi the tortoise, and that story was true.
Oh, my God!
And I love it.
When I present a show for the first time, I like to wear red underwear.
David's team, what do you think?
People were genuinely moved by that. Why?
Red is a colour synonymous with luck and fortune, with the Chinese, anyway. And I...
Right.
Chris, you must know what superstitions...
I don't follow superstitions.
You should. You'd be really good, then. The Chinese, this Chinese thing with red, none of you looked like you had any recognition of that. I thought this was quite well known.
No, I associate red with sort of communism and, and the colour bits of the map are painted during the glory days of the British Empire.
The Chinese do get married in red,
They do.
But you're not Chinese. Why do you find the need to go for a Chinese custom?
Yeah, what's wrong with our luck? What's wrong with a nice horseshoe or something? You have to go for Chinese luck. That's better luck. Alternative luck. Nothing wrong. Good conventional luck. An operation, not acupuncture.
I'm not sure if there are actually any colours synonymous with luck in the UK. I'm not really sure.
Why don't you stick two magpies in your bra? Bad luck.
I do actually say, if I see one magpie, I say, hello, Mr. Magpie, how's your partner? Because you have to say partner. You can't say wife or husband.
Right.
That would be assuming that they have a heterosexual relationship.
So a magpie...
It's political correctness gone mad.
David, what do you reckon?
It's very hard. I'm a very indecisive person, as you know, Rob. It's very...
As you know, Rob, that makes it sound like I'm always coming on to and you're always saying I can't make my mind up.
What do you think?
Well, it's a difficult one.
You're the captain, come on. It's your
You want me
choice.
to show leadership? Oh, Christ. I'm going to...
Can you imagine if he'd have been on your Olympic training team? I can't get to win. Well, just try cycling quicker. I don't know. I can't.
You're saying it's...
I'm saying true.
You're saying it's...
I think it's a lie, but...
on balance, I think it's a lie. So I'm going to say lie.
You're saying that your team consider it a lie. Gabby Logan, is it a lie or is it the truth?
It is the truth.
The police once ordered me to leave town, unspecified, because I was frightening the locals.
David's team, what do you think?
Could you give us some context, Bob?
I'll give you the name of the town. It was Castle Douglas.
Ah.
Where is that?
It's southwest Scotland.
And why were you in Castle Douglas?
Was
it a tour or something?
No, it was a long time ago. I was only 17, 18, that kind of age. And...
a numerical age, that kind.
Yeah.
Rather than iron or bronze. That's a different kind of age.
I was with two friends trying to get as close to the Gulf Stream as I possibly could.
What? What do you mean you wanted to get close to the Gulf Stream?
It seemed such an appealing, far-off, miraculous thing, this hot stream of water so near us, that it was hard to believe in it just from the textbooks.
But it's not like a spa. It's a massive flow within the ocean.
Yeah, but
you can't see it.
Well, if you're at the Logan Botanical Gardens...
there's a lovely view of the Gulf Stream.
No, but you can see the effects of the Gulf Stream. You know, it's like a tropical gardens, and so in that way you sense the influence of the Gulf Stream. Well, no, it's extraordinary.
I know all teenagers are absolutely mad on the Gulf Stream. They can't get enough of it, and its
and flowers.
But that was one reason amongst many.
But the police of Castle Douglas don't mind the teenagers who'll flock there to admire the effect of the Gulf Stream. So what was it that you did that put their noses out of joint?
We scared the locals, apparently, because we were wearing very grotesque masks.
Why were you wearing masks? If you're going to gardens, why would you wear a mask?
Ah, well, here's the thing. That's a perfect question.
Yeah. Just before you answer it, have a minute.
we were travelling in a Morris Minor, and we were sleeping in the car. There was three of us. There's me mate Harry Harriman and Steve.
Steve Seaverman.
No, Steve, by the way. He was. You just called Steve, by the way.
He was. Steve, by the way. Steve, by the way, as in incidentally.
Yes. Anyway, we had these...
You're wearing these masks?
We're wearing these grotesque...
Why are we wearing these masks?
We're wearing these masks because we didn't have anywhere to sleep and we were sleeping in the car.
Right.
They'd been given us by Harry Harriman's mum, yeah, to keep us warm at night because of the heat generator.
What, grotesque latex masks?
Yes. They were just old men's masks, but they were to keep us warm. Harry Harriman's mum she sold these stuff from home, and she sold another thing which was called a jobble top, yeah, which was a bobble hat that made it into a jumper, and the big bobble was at the back and it buttoned down the front, and that was.
I'm telling you now, right? If this is a lie and they end up saying lie, I will say to you, why did you make it more difficult for yourself? by mentioning the joggle top, or whatever it was called.
Because I'm imagining my sleeping arrangements and think, yes, we had the latex masks on and these giant, like, what they're called jobble tops.
Right,
Okay. So, if you're wearing a sleeper mask and you're scaring the locals, like, normally the locals would be in bed when you're going to sleep, and it's dark, and you're in your car and you got a scary mask on it, you know.
No, we were just... On our daytime drive from Dundee to Castle Douglas...
With masks on.
As we went past
Keep
people,
your faces warm.
we were staring at them with our scary masks.
Why did you not remove... Because I would say, from my experience of sleeping all night in a classic car in a latex mask and a jobble top, you get quite clammy. And so in many ways, it's quite a relief to take the latex mask off for the next day's drive.
Yes, and
not to mention how it helps being able to see where you're going.
Yeah. But no, of course, we take the mask off in the morning, but then round about midday, you wanted to put it back on. Yeah.
At what point did the police get involved? Didn't the police get involved?
We parked up in Castle Douglas, right next to a shop, because we wanted to get one of their famous Scotch pies. As we came out of the shop, I was grabbed by a policeman, and it was a sergeant by the way.
Sergeant, by the way. So that's how you got away with it, because you said, no, wait, that's me dad.
Maybe it was.
I'm a sergeant, by the way. I think, Daddy!
So the sergeant...
By the way.
He took me to the police station. And
so he arrested you?
Yes, taken and put in a room, and then the sergeant and a plainclothes detective came in.
Plainclothes detective? Oh, yeah. What? CID have now got involved.
And then they said, you're going to have to wait here. We've sent for a specialist from Edinburgh.
and then, as we sat in, it came in and said, right, what's with the funny faces? They said, what's with the funny faces?
So what did you say?
Well, we explained what had happened, that we had these funny faces, that we slept in them, and that we're terribly sorry to have caused any offence.
So presumably then they released you?
Sergeant, by the way, followed us till we were out of the city limits. So that's my story. It's quite a holiday.
What do you think?
I know what I think.
What do you think?
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
Yeah.
That's not what I think. Cian, what do you think?
I'm going to go untrue.
OK, Cian's going untrue. Adil's going true. David?
My initial reaction is it's a lie. Let's say it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
Bob Mortimer.
Yes?
Was that story true? Or was it a lie?
It was true. I once masterminded a daring heist on a campsite tuck shop.
David's team.
OK. Where was the campsite?
Hexham.
What did you steal? What did you take?
Jay, my memories of this are quite vague. I was only 15.
OK.
15.
Okay. You must still remember what you took,
Yes,
though,
but it's like picking bits of pollen off a mouse's handkerchief. So don't get all forensic on me.
Okay. Don't start asking him any questions.
Yeah, so,
all right? Just make your decision and move on.
we were invited to just believe him.
Just tell us what you do remember, Bob.
Not in general, about this story.
I remember...
I remember me and Jean. She was lovely.
Oh, my teeth fell out.
Remember that, don't you?
My teeth fell out. There was a lot
remember
of wind.
waking up in Threshers? Don't you? Remember that?
So, it was Hexham.
It was Hansen.
And what sort of a campsite? Was it tents or caravans?
It was, no, dormitories, wooden.
Yeah.
It's coming back, wow. Yeah. It's amazing when you... And it was for gifted children for the summer.
Is that what they told you, Bob?
Yes. People there, interesting people with different gifts.
What was your gift?
And they were allowed to bring a friend?
There was... So there was people who were good at pottery, people good at art, people who were gifted at fencing, or...
We're all very curious to know, Bob. What were you good at?
I was there because of my special abilities at football.
And the camp wasn't just for children who were good at football, it was for children who were good at a wide range of things.
Gifted children.
Right.
So you were proposed by the school or the local authority. It was huts in a pine forest, a place where you could canoe, a place where you could pot. Yeah.
All boys?
All boys in my dorm, yeah.
Do you remember any of them?
I was with Pork Chops Johnson. He was called that because he has a very thick layer of fat across his back. Because this is a criminal enterprise, I'm not using their real name.
Oh, of course, yeah. Was it Lamb Chop Jenkins?
Lamb Chop Jenkins, he just had a thin bone. So, and there was the mole.
The mole?
The mole, they're the two people that I carried out the heist with.
Why did you decide to do this heist?
Well, it was the evening.
Yeah.
And the nights had gotten quite long. It was a summer camp.
Winter was drawing in. And for some reason, the gifted children hadn't been picked up. They're being left there to fend for themselves. See if among their gifts are foraging and surviving the cold.
Well, never a better equipped group of people to be abandoned. We had archers, potters,
footballers. Those are the key things you need. We can sort out the archery and the football, then we have a civilization.
So, it was evening.
Yeah.
And there was a tuck shop there. Well, it was one of the huts. What we noticed, right, was that the tuck shop was on a slope, right? So there's an angle created, yeah? It's at an angle, I'm not very good at it. Say if a duck went quack. Yeah? But not as the angle if it went fox! But about that, so we had this, so it had an end that was raised, and they'd filled that in with stones and soil. Right. So we went down there.
Oh, what happened?
Well, first off, of course, the mole removed the stones. And then Paul Chop Johnson, he slid in and with that magnificent back.
I would have thought he's the last person to be sliding for on. The man with the biggest back.
Above him is floorboards. Bang!
Oh, you mean he used his back to get the floorboards up?
Yeah, got one up. Then
is that when Smallhead Bob went through?
So he gets in.
He gets in. We heard an engine start up, so I gave out the cry, a warning. Whiffle.
What?
Go. Right. We went.
Yeah. So you heard somebody. So did you get anything?
Yes.
What did you get?
A box of cereal.
One packet of cereal.
What did you do with it after?
Well, we ate it in the dorm with everyone in the dorm.
Oh, with everybody in the dorm.
Did you eat it dry?
Yes. Well, we put a bit of urine on it. Yes. We tried.
What do you think, David?
My instinct is it's not true, but it could be true. I mean, it's Bob.
I don't think it happened.
So you think it's a lie?
I'm going to go with Sue. I like the story, but I think it's a lie.
I think we're going to go lie.
You're going to say lie?
I'm braced. I'm braced for an odd experience.
So, Bob, was it the truth or was it a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Someone for the very first time, I automatically make a mental note of what animal I think they are. Once it's in, I never forget it.
Please, team.
Do I raise my... I don't raise my hand, do I?
Do you need to go to the toilet?
Jamie, just to be clear, you may be dressed like a 7-year-old, but you don't have to behave like one.
So, we met for the first time.
Yes.
What animal did you choose me to be?
Ferret.
A ferret?
Ferret.
Why a ferret?
Well, small, friendly, could pet, not in a weird way. Immediately, ferret.
And will you always see him as a ferret now?
That's it.
That's it.
Finished. I mean, you might have another name, well done, but in my mind, ferret.
Can you do all of us with that system?
Of course. Beaver.
Talk to you or me? Which one?
You.
Me? You're the beaver. No,
Why am I a beaver?
You're a cat.
I'd love to be
No,
a
you're
cat.
a cat.
Oh, I'm so
You're
glad.
a cat.
Sorry,
Quite a fancy
whoa,
cat.
beaver?
Yes.
Why beaver?
It's just automatic. I mean, I
can see that.
Yeah, I can see that. Beavers have got big teeth and they're a bit smelly looking.
And your point is, no, you're total beaver. Common cuckoo, this one.
What?
A common cuckoo.
Why a cuckoo?
Normally, I don't think about it. Common cuckoo, owl, puppy. End of.
What breed? You can't just say puppy. That's got to be a breed.
All right, if I'm pushed, red setter.
Yes.
Happy with that?
Well, I think I'm the only one who isn't happy. I'm a
love
cuckoo.
it.
I'm not too happy with the beaver.
I'm pleased with owl.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm happy with that.
I would love owl. I would have loved owl.
Yeah, you're nowhere close to an owl.
Yeah, but... So, Claudia. I'll say Claudia, I mean meerkat. You have got a bit of meerkat about you, haven't you?
OK.
Yeah.
If I was going to do it to myself, camel.
Camel? Why camel?
I'm pure camel. I'm 100% camel. Maybe 3% mouse.
3% mouse, 97% camel.
There you
That was
go.
a hell of a mum and dad relationship. You wouldn't like to be the mouse in that relationship, would you? Why do you do it, though? Does it help you remember the person's name or something?
I've just done it forever. I think we might have started when we were young and we had a teacher who was a little bit human, but mainly cow.
Well, she's certainly given an encyclopedic response.
She has done very well. In fact, I would say it's instant with you. I can tell it's instant. It's gutter, isn't it?
Name anybody.
So, without pausing or hesitating, tell us all again what we are.
OK, easy. Cat, beaver, ferret, common cuckoo, owl, baby red setter. I just do it. I can't help it.
So what are you thinking, Lee?
You think it's true?
Yeah, I think it's true.
Genuinely, I think it's not true, but there's one bit in it that makes it feel true. The word Claudia.
You saying it's true?
It's true.
OK, Claudia, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Claudia doesn't think of an animal every time she meets someone.
I recently had to pull out of a TV show because my teeth fell out.
David's team.
What was the TV show?
Sunday Brunch.
And why had your teeth fallen out?
Because I bit on a Kit Kat Chunky.
OK.
I may need you to take...
I'll take the reins.
Lead counsel on this.
OK, so, Bob, for many years, a Kit Kat Chunky was my favourite chocolate because of the lack of suction. Now, you bite into a curly whirly, you ain't never getting those teeth back, all right? But
when you say the lack of suction, what in God's name do you mean?
What I'm saying here, if you bite into a curly whirly, it engulfs your tooth and it ain't letting go.
But it's not suction, is it?
It is suction because it creates a vacuum of ooze.
I am on Munya's side about the word suction in this instance.
Thank you. Oh, on his side?
Yeah, he's Munya, you're Rob, remember?
Yeah. You're on his side?
Because it is a sort of suction. It sticks, and as it pulls, it creates a vacuum of ooze.
That's it.
Right. So what happened? What befell your teeth?
I keep my Kit Kat Chunkies in the fridge, so it was very hard. So it's like biting into a rock, and I lost...
But not the freezer, though, just the fridge.
Do you know what? It's a fridge drawer.
Oh, one of those drawers that are refrigerated.
Yeah.
Oh, they're very fancy.
Oh, what a purchase, yes.
What's the context under which you're eating this? Is it relaxed?
I wasn't thinking about anything in particular. Maybe the band ELO.
Which period of ELO's career would you have been dwelling on?
The early period before they met in Birmingham.
Before they met?
Yes, before
so
they met.
they weren't even a band?
No. What are you going to do with your life? I don't know, maybe make stock cubes. Maybe we should start a band.
But you said you were on Sunday Brunch, or did I imagine that?
No, I had to cancel my...
Oh, you cancelled Sunday Brunch?
I lost everyone.
What?
What? You bit into it with abandon.
Yeah.
You lost, what, 4 top teeth?
9.
No. 9?
Yes! All along the top. You take 1 bite from
One
this...
bite.
And that's it. 9 teeth are toast.
No.
Yes.
No. It can't be. It can't be. The girth of a Kit Kat Chunky is not 9 teeth.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't have put it better. It's only going to take 4, 5 maximum.
If it was 3 teeth, would you believe it? In which case...
Too late to change your mind, Bob.
Yes,
I would.
You believe it was 3?
Yes.
You want to think around that.
Why?
Because it might help you to decide whether it's true or false.
No.
David. The mind games.
OK, David, it's time to decide, truth or lie.
What do you think?
OK, I did think it was a truth, just because of everything that's happened.
Yeah,
but now I think the amount of teeth...
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Imagine it's a lie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to bring you down to my hell, but why would he go for 9? Wouldn't he go for a more believable number if he was making it up?
That's true. He would have gone for
So
2.
why would he say 9 unless it's true?
I can see through Bob, and I know this is a lie. It's up to you, but I'm telling the truth. It's a
What do
lie,
you think?
David.
Do you think it's true?
Yeah, but it
It's a
doesn't
lie,
say
David.
9
You think
teeth
it's
on
lie?
the card, though. It just says teeth. It just says teeth. He could be trying to be like...
David,
scare
it's
off.
just a game.
It's true.
I think it's true.
No, David.
No, I don't. I think it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
We're going
It's a
lie. I don't know what I think.
All right,
but I'm saying it's a lie.
Bob, they think it's a lie. Was it a lie, or were you telling the truth?
I was telling the truth.
Yes, it's true. Now, Bob did have to pull out a Sunday brunch when his teeth fell out, and we've got a picture. Take a look at this.
Following advice from Chris Rea, I always crack an egg into my bath. I've done for 22 years.
We should say for any of the younger viewers, some of my fans, who Chris Rea was a very popular singer.
When did Chris Rea give you this advice, and in what context?
I was making a single for Middlesbrough Football Club's FA Cup appearance called Let's Dance, which I did with Chris Rea. And after we'd completed the recording, he popped me into the bath, and there was an egg. There's an egg in it.
He popped you into the bath. He said, it's been a long day, you must be very tired. I'll just pop you into the bath. Yeah. So where was this bath? Was it at the recording studio?
It's on a little island in the middle of the Thames. It's as Rare's recording studio is.
So you've been recording, presumably, in a room without a bath?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then you finish the recording, everyone's very happy with the track.
Yep.
And he says, Bob, you look tired. Maybe your joints are aching this way.
No, it's not exactly like that. It says, that's it, Bob, I think we've got that leg. That's your bedroom, that's your bath. I've popped an egg in there for you.
Is it Geordie?
Yeah.
He's like where I'm from, Middlesbrough.
Right.
But he's much more Middlesbrough than me, like.
And why would he put an egg in your bath? What was the thinking behind it?
I've never found out.
And you've done it ever since.
All I know is that I woke up the next morning and I have never felt so alive.
Was the egg still in its shell, floating, or had he gone...
No, the white had dissipated. Does that work?
Yeah.
It's fabulous. It's fabulous. It's non-greasy, which is a boon, isn't it?
Is it non-greasy?
Yeah, honestly.
It's less greasy than water without egg in it?
Do you have to mix it up, or do you just crack it and let it float?
Do you know what? You get in the bath, even in the bath where I am now, and you get in and you really don't want to burst the yolk. So the white goes, but the yolk's there, and you move like that, and you try and get it to come towards like that. And I don't know why, but you just do.
Have you ever had it get in your mouth?
You get it there like that. And then you get the yolk, and I use it for hair conditioning. I don't know how much hair, but to condition the hair on my skin.
So, just going back to the original occasion, Chris Rea had already run you a bath.
Yes. Yes.
I forgot about that detail.
If you knew Chris, it's just so Chris. Yeah. Do you know what? The other thing is a couple of weeks later, he sent me a gold doily.
Right. To dry yourself off?
I don't know. But so, I'm just saying, these things are just so Chris.
Do we think that the way Bob describes what happened to the egg white Is that... He says it just dissipates. Is that
If your bath
plausible?
is hot, then you're going to have a poached white.
I'd have thought the white would turn white, and
Well,
there'd be bits of white.
How hot is your bath? Your bath is hot enough that an egg could poach.
Well, I don't know. Your claim is that it dissipates. I'm asking my team whether we believe that it would dissipate. Because if, for example, at the temperature of bath, say 39 degrees Celsius, the white would turn opaque, then your story doesn't check out.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Absolutely agreed.
I think...
What do you think, David?
I think it's fair to say that if anyone else had made this allegation about Chris Rea and an egg in their bath, we wouldn't be giving it a moment's consideration. Somehow, coming from Bob, it might be true.
It's true. I think...
You think it's...
I think it's true, because he's been about a bit, Bob.
No.
I think the white would poach.
Yeah,
I think the egg is the
the
important
chemical
part.
analysis of the behaviour of the albumin.
David, honestly, one thing, please don't base it on the albumin whitening. It does not happen. It does not. I can't have a bath at 80+ degrees.
Is that the temperature at which an egg white will
80 it'll start at about 80, yeah. Honestly, please don't base it on that.
What should I base it on, Bob?
What are you going to say?
Instinctively, I believe it. We're going to go true.
You're saying true? OK, so, Bob, Chris Rea, eggs, baths, is it the truth or is it a lie?
This is awful.
I was telling a lie.
Of course it's a lie! He said Chris Rea put an egg in his bath! Of course it's a lie! It's obviously a lie! Who could possibly believe that? It'd be more likely that someone was stuck in a car wash for 3 hours.
Yes, it's a lie. Bob doesn't crack an egg into his bath following advice from Chris Rea.
It once took 4 people to rescue me after I got stuck in a baby's cot.
Please, team.
Right. First of all, how old were you?
I was a grown-up.
Why were you in a cot?
Well, because I was trying it out, just to see how it felt.
Did you not have a cot when you were a baby?
I did, but I couldn't remember what that felt like.
So was it in someone's house?
Wait a second. No, it was in a cot shop.
Showroom.
Yes, it was in a show. Thank you.
Were you thinking of having a child?
I was pregnant.
Oh, you were very pregnant.
I was
at the time.
pregnant,
Ah.
so I was there, and I thought I can't buy a cot without trying it. Like, you know, you need a test drive of beds. You know,
I'm glad you weren't buying a potty. How did you get in the cot if you were so heavily pregnant?
Yes, good. Excellent. Well, there are ridges, you know, bars on the side of the cot, and I sort of just wheeled myself in, and then it was embarrassing.
Wheeled yourself in?
Frontwards, yes, so like a dive, like a swallow dive.
But those things usually come down, don't they, at the side a bit? You can sort of move them down
That's what I did. What I did...
Oh, wow.
On the side of the cot, I don't know whether you're aware, they have a little
I'm aware, because I just told you.
Yes. Good. And I just got it down, and I got in the cot just to see how it would feel.
And then did you put the bars back up again?
I can't remember.
You must have done, otherwise you wouldn't have been stuck.
I did. I put the... Exactly.
Was it...
Exactly, you were there.
And then how did you get out, then? Did somebody help you?
The people had to help me.
Four people.
In the cot. Exactly.
Who were these people?
Well, they were just the people who worked in John Lewis.
4 people's a lot.
Or maybe it's just a good service at John Lewis. It is a good shop. I think you've got 2 fragile things. You have you don't want to hurt the woman who's pregnant.
Cough. Yes.
And maybe mentally ill. And then and then you have the other side of it, which is you've got a product that's on display. Yeah, it's for sale. You don't want it to be.
Let's not forget the unborn baby.
And the tiny baby.
So what do you think, Lee?
What do you think, Steve? True or lie?
I've got a feeling it's true.
If you'd have been stuck in a cot, how many people would have come and helped you?
Well, it would have been length problems more than anything else.
It would be an odd-shaped cot that you could fit in.
And perhaps
Coffin.
only head would have been...
Coffin?
The opposite.
Steve Davis stuck in coffin.
Hello, would you, in a coffin shop, would you try that out to see if it's... You know, because you're in there a lot longer, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what are you going to say?
I'm going to say it's true.
All right. Claudia, truth or lie?
It is true.
When I want to remember something late at night, instead of writing it down, I just grab an object from my bedside table and throw it across the room.
There we are. Lee, what do you think?
So what's the theory behind that?
Well, I think that if I throw it in the morning, I'll remember what it was that I was trying to remember.
So, for example, if you were lying in bed and you were thinking, I must remember tomorrow to pick up the pillow, you'd get the pillow, you'd throw it...
Have you experimented with slightly easier techniques of remembering stuff, like pen and paper, maybe?
It is quite odd to throw things, but actually, in a way, having a pen and paper next to your bed, I would say is odder. I'd be more freaked out like it was some sort of marking system.
Is that why there's pen and paper next to the beds in hotels? It's in case people want to mark each other.
It's not just for countdown, David. When was the last time you did it?
Do you remember?
No, I was just...
Sorry, what was that?
That was an odd moment, wasn't it?
First of all, we're trying to work out which of the two of you she's looking at. If indeed, was it both?
What happened there is I considered saying something and then stopped myself. I thought before anyone had noticed I'd considered saying something.
And I, comedic effect, pretended that we were sleeping together.
Trust me, we knew it was for comedic effect.
Yeah, it's the only reason anyone ever does sleep with me.
So, no, the last time that I did it was to remember... I think I hadn't done my kids' school lunch boxes, so it was to remember to do their lunch boxes.
All right.
Does it have to be something related? So if it's to remember to book a taxi, do you throw a model taxi onto the floor? Is it something that will there be a clue? Will the clue be there as we go through?
The clue is when
I'm doing David Frost.
Somehow, when I trip over them in the morning, it just immediately triggers.
So, Lee, what's it going to be?
I think it's a 50-50 one, this.
Yeah.
Oh,
50-50.
no. Sorry.
What would your percentage balance be?
I think 100% it's a lie.
That's a big call.
Which way are you leaning, Christian?
Oh.
Oh, for heaven's sake, please, must this be a festival of smut?
I suspect it's probably true.
I think I'm going to lean more towards Christian and say that is true.
You're saying true. OK, Gabby, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Not a lot of people know this.
Which is handy for this game.
Including me. But I am a qualified dog masseur.
David, OK, first of all, when it comes to dog massage, what is the qualification structure?
I've got a B.Tech.
A B.Tech in dog massage. And what was the process of obtaining that?
I went to my local further education college. I admit this was for a television programme.
OK.
Right? I did what was been a 9-month B.Tech, and I did it in 3 months.
What was the television programme?
It was well, it didn't happen.
You don't tell them it's not true.
No, I mean the TV.
Oh, the thing? I thought you was just giving up. I think it's just going, oh, no, it didn't happen. Oh, no, I just had to read this card out. I know it happened.
The television programme never came to fruition.
How do you massage a dog? Talk us through it.
Well... Thank you for that, firstly. It depends, obviously, what breed it is.
Alsatian.
An Alsatian, is it tattooed or just plain? Plain. Tattooed. Since the advent of the devil dogs and that, the Alsatian's lost a lot of its clout, hasn't it? but some of them get tattooed now to up their street, you know, but the owners do it. Oh, this should be so simple.
If it's not true, Bob, you've made it really tricky for yourself. How do you massage your dog? It depends if it's got tattoos.
I was just making... I was using that silly idea to illustrate that the first thing you'd have to do is assess the temperament
Every dog is
of the
different.
dog.
Yeah.
If the dog has a gentle, kind soul to it, you should and must start on the neck, at the nape of the neck, move round to the shoulders. The shoulders. If it's a bit testy...
A bit frisky.
Do you know, like a little snappy poodle, something like that? You start on its haunches, because it's weird, you might find this with your cats as well. The way...
That's a separate course, surely. The first thing they say in the cat massage BTEC. Now, just because you may have a dog massage BTEC, you probably think you know your way around a cat.
When you're administering your skills, where is the dog? Is it on the floor? Where is it typically?
A massage table, it's wiped down, of course.
With a hole for its face.
Can I just say, this is very disrespectful, the way that you're all carrying on to the... to the people who run the BTEC courses.
Have you got a dog?
No, I haven't.
He's not allowed to keep him.
He's barred. The first dog I did it on was a golden retriever.
Yeah. Golden fish.
You just separate their back paw. You encourage them onto the side. You separate their back, their fingers. I know terminology is not great.
Why would you know the terminology of... it was only a 3-month rush speed test. So knowing things like, the name for a dog's foot, that's advanced stuff.
And you can drain their equivalent of the lymph system as well.
Wow. You can drain their lymph system. How?
How? Their lymph system, their lymph system is under their arm. I'm not wrong, I know it's not. Is it an arm? It's a leg.
Well, they've got 4 legs, dogs. They're famous for got 4 legs and no arms.
Never mind complicated stuff like the arms and legs. Let's go back to the basics of the lymphatic system.
So, David, which way is your team leaning here?
Oh, I don't know.
It could be very true, but...
The thing is, I really...
Poor thing.
Do you think it's true?
No, it's a lie. It's got to be a lie.
True?
No, it's a lie.
Well, I think we think it's a lie.
What are you basing that on?
Well, I'm basing it on the fact that 3-month BTEC for a programme that might not happen.
Yeah.
And also, you don't seem to know much about dog massage.
You haven't asked me anything.
I think we have asked you questions. This is the longest conversation about rubbing a dog I've ever had.
Let's go lie.
OK, we'll go lie.
You think it's a lie?
I don't think you've thought enough about this. Sorry, but I didn't.
Right, Bob, they are saying that it is a lie. Were you telling the truth, or were you telling a lie?
I was telling a lie. I once helped Damon Hill to Grand Prix success by presenting him with a pre-race snack.
David's team.
Well, it certainly tripped off the tongue.
Thank you.
What was the snack?
A scotch egg.
And is there a definite correlation between him eating that scotch egg and him being successful?
He felt that the scotch egg had helped him succeed in the race. He told me so.
Is Damon Hill a close friend, Bob?
No.
Then why were you giving him foodstuff?
Well, I'd been invited to the Grand Prix.
Which Grand Prix?
The British.
In which year?
Think.
1996, David, but I'm not willing to exclude 4 years either side of that. Put it this way, it was definitely one of the decades.
Do you like racing, then?
No, I'm not a Formula One fan.
Right.
I probably prefer soil science.
OK. Who was he driving for?
He was driving for a company that had very fast company cars.
So, why were you permitted access to a major racing driver?
Because his manager, Shane Tobacco. I can't remember his name.
Can't remember his name.
Shane, or whoever it was also with another bloke, you know, benefiting from hospitality.
What was his name?
Let's say Top Heavy Ken. But I remember we went upstairs on the bus. Damon was there. He had a bed in there.
Like a sort of Winnebago.
Yeah, and it had, you know, mugs with "I love cars," "I love handbrakes," "I love headrests."
And this is the day of the race.
David, this is just like an hour and a half before the race.
An hour and a half before the race. You've turned up an hour and a half early, because even though you're more into soil science, you want to soak up the atmosphere with a good hour and a half of waiting before the televised traffic begins.
Yes.
So you turn up. The last thing Damon needs before a race is any quiet time. He just wants a bit of hubbub on his bus. Were there any other people there apart from you and Shane and Damon?
I was with my wife as well, yeah.
OK.
And...
Top Heavy Ken.
So me and the wife went up. I think when you go to someone's home or their Winnebago or whatever, you should... Do you know, like, if you're going to a dinner party at someone's house, you'll always take them a bottle of vinegar, yeah?
So your gift to thank him for the hospitality was a scotch egg?
No. I call it pocket meat. Whenever I'm away from the house, I have pocket meat.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I have, like, a chicken leg or pork pie. And I thought, I've got some pocket meat. It was a scotch egg in its cellophane. And I said, Damon, we all know that if you pop a sausage roll in an American's pocket, it brings him good luck. I said, maybe a scotch egg would work for a British fella like you. And I gave it to him.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, very much.
What, that if you put meat in an American's pocket...
Processed meat.
Have you ever heard of that?
Not really, no.
No.
It's all been a bit of a lot of talking. I've quite forgotten the original bit of the story. Did he eat said scotch egg before the race?
I'll never know, Samantha, but after the race, he said that he took the scotch egg round with him. He swore he did.
In the car?
I don't know whether he put it in the glove box on the passenger seat. Whether he ate it.
But, Bob, you're not claiming that he ate the egg.
All I would say is that when I was watching, when Damon went past, in his tailwind, a person next to me said, Damon's tailwind smelt really meggy, which of course is meat and egg. Meat and egg.
Okay. So what are we thinking, Sam?
Do you know what? Sometimes stories are so mad that they've got to be true.
What I would say here is be wary when it comes to Bob.
Oh, OK.
Do you remember, David, that I think it was the last time Bob was with us, he told us Chris Rea told him to put an egg into his bath.
I can't even remember. Was that true?
No.
But you believed it was true?
Yes.
Miles, what are you thinking?
Well, I think that you're sort of somewhat cynically using this as an opportunity to tout your kind of charms. And you're hoping to kind of drum up work, and then your agent's going to get lots of phone calls saying, oh, would Bob Mortimer be able to sort of slip Gareth Bale a pasty and stuff like this? I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie? But you think it's true?
I'm on the fence.
Oh, dear.
This is a horrible situation. I don't know. My instinct is it's a lie.
You're saying lie? OK. Yeah. Bob Mortimer. A lucky scotch egg for Damon Hill at the British Grand Prix. Truth or lie?
I was telling the truth.
He's done it again.
It is an impossible situation. One egg thing's true, the other egg... How can I have disbelieved the wrong egg thing? So obviously what they'd make up some random thing about an egg and a long-departed 90s celebrity.
Is he dead?
He's not...
No, he's not dead. He's just... You never hear from him. What does Damon Hill do now? He's probably into soil science.
Right. I recently had to charm a spider out of my shoe by tooting a flute at it.
So, where were you?
I was at home.
So was this spider a normal British domestic spider?
Yes.
How big was it, Bob?
It's black, but it's not one...
And what colour was it?
It's not the ones that have got a little body and big, long legs.
No, sorry, it wasn't the type with a small body and long legs?
No.
What type was it?
Well, you can work the rest out yourself, surely. Big body, small legs.
Yeah. Was this a gerbil?
No, that's a
If
bird.
it were doing a gerbil, I'd have used a lute. Honestly. It's actually just a very everyday situation. My wife doesn't like spiders, very scared of them, and it's kind of my job to get rid of spiders. I don't like them either. I'm not going to use my hands or whatever.
No, you wouldn't.
Can you mime the blow moment?
Don't fall for this.
Sorry?
He gets me with this every week. Don't fall for it, Bob. I've got just the thing for you if you haven't got a flute. Close your eyes. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it.
Did you blow it into the shoe?
Yes, I blew down the flute to bring it out into the heel area. These were a kind of snakeskin elastic slipper.
Yeah.
I brought up just under the windowsill, above where the cat litter is.
Yeah.
I put them there because I wanted to get that height, and it didn't
So
come out.
you
I
moved
tapped it. Yes,
you moved the slipper with the spider in it?
I moved it, facing the cupboard where I keep the plates. It's got little holes in it. And the spider emerged.
So the spider emerged, but didn't leave the shoe or slipper?
No, didn't leave
the slipper. Didn't
No,
leave the slipper?
just-
I had a look around, went back in.
Well,
So
I
you were
don't
no
know.
better off, were you?
No, I didn't feel like I was better off, but at least I'd found out that we owned a flute as a family.
If I was scared of spiders, I wouldn't go anywhere near that slipper. I'd just leave it. I would just let
I'm not that scared, Hannah.
Are you not? Scared of 1 to 10?
I'm ginger about them.
OK.
Yeah. Ginger.
Is that right? Ginger, is that a word?
It is, yeah,
That's a word.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure it's the correct word in that situation.
It's like you pick something up gingerly.
Gingerly.
It's not. It doesn't just mean the flavour ginger. A ginger nut is not just a biscuit. It could be a tentative testicle.
Do you now know who the flute belongs to?
Yes, of course, it was my son's flute.
Your son, is he a flautist?
No. We hoped he would be, but he could never find the flute.
Well, what are you thinking?
Well, what I'm confused by is that if you fear spiders...
I do a bit.
...and you believe that there's a spider in this shoe, I think you would be afraid to move the shoe.
Yes. Not at all.
I also think you would have worried about, as you go to take the breath to blow it, you accidentally breathe in.
Yeah.
I don't have to breathe in to breathe out.
Michael, which way are you leaning?
It sounds too much like the surreal world of Bob Mortimer to be actually the truth. I think it's a lie.
It's a lie? Do you think it's a lie?
Yeah. No, nobody in the world owns a flute, really, do they?
You think it's a lie?
You think it's a lie?
Yeah.
Bob, truth or lie?
It was a lie.
It's Claudia.
Possession.
Under the desk, there is a box. Could you pop the box onto the desk, and before you show us what's in there, read the card out.
The object in this box is on display in my bathroom, but I'm too scared to touch it. For that reason, David will now reveal it.
David, could you take out what's in the box?
Oh, OK.
Yeah.
Is that a tarantula?
Yeah. I got it when I went on a course.
What course?
If you don't like spiders. And then that is your, like, party bags. Like party bags.
I see, a phobia course.
Yeah.
You can put it down if you like. We've seen a lot of it, and we don't want to scare people.
So the course was, what, a week long, 2 weeks?
No, it was like a full day.
And how did you find out about this course? Where was it? I don't say on the web. I don't accept that.
I'd heard about it. The word on the street. Are you scared? Are you nervous?
Yeah. So you go for this course.
You go for this course, and then at the end, what they say...
Never mind the end. How does it start?
OK, welcome. That's how...
Oh, not literally how does it start. I don't want every bit of detail. Just tell us the first thing they do to overcome the fear of spiders.
So they come in and...
No, you go back to the beginning bit again. I don't want the coming in bit, because now you've gone further back than the hello bit.
They say, thank you for coming. What's quite nice is that you're with other people who are scared of these little creatures, so you all find bonding, like, hi, I'm Claudia, I'm scared. Big ones, or little ones, or furry ones, or, like, archy ones. You know, there are all kinds of different...
Spiders.
Yes.
And... what do they do? And I'm only going to ask you one more time, Claudia. What do they do?
No, what they do. OK, good. I'll tell you what they said on the course, which was absolutely compelling, which was, you are not alone.
You're not alone. There are spiders everywhere.
Did they do sort of aversion therapy, perhaps, where you were confronted with spiders?
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Never give them the answers.
That is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
We had to meet spiders.
Right.
Correct.
You've just been fed that information, and that's the first...
No, that's
after you've answered every question so far, they said hello.
Yeah.
But on this course, they say hello 13 times.
And then even when you get to the aversion therapy, it's still a form of hello, because you get to meet some spiders.
Can you tell us one thing they did on the course?
Oh, we all had the most... We had a lovely lunch.
What did they do?
One technique that they did. Anything.
We met them. We met them and we made
Did you
friends
get to
with
hold them?
And they were crawling on us and, like, being all cuddly and soft.
But you're not saying the cuddly because you're still scared of them.
Oh, yeah, I am still scared.
I mean, this has got to be the worst lie in the history of this programme.
So what do you think? Is Claudia telling the truth?
I think that she's lying, and if she's telling the truth, I'm not having it. Because if she's telling the truth, she is contractually obliged to tell us something, as opposed to every question being answered with, hello, and then you in there, and cuddly, warm, all over, and I just, with the thing, and I can't because it is, and that's the way we are. That doesn't constitute an answer, does it?
It's definitely a lie. Goodbye. It's a lie.
You're saying a lie. OK, so, Claudia Winkleman, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
It is totally true.
On a dark winter's night, I once broke into the garden of the local witch's house and was shocked by what I found there.
David, Steve.
OK, at what point...
There's a lot of questions, isn't there?
At what point in your life did this happen?
I'm going to guess somewhere between when I was 11 and 13.
12?
I'm going to say 12.
And you say the local witch's house. What do you mean by that?
I mean, this is a very distant memory now.
OK.
It was the house, not very far from me, where all the kids said that the witch lived.
And who did live there?
I don't know their name.
Right.
I'll call them Mary Candles. It had hedges at the front, you know, it's like uncut hedges, a front gate covered with hedging, and it said on the front gate, it said simply the words, "No thanks."
No, really?
So that's quite creepy, isn't it?
Can I ask a question? You started that with saying you were shocked by what you saw there.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, so shocked by what I found there.
So what did you find there?
I'm not comfortable with telling you that just yet. Sorry, I'm not.
This is going so far, it's got to be a lie, isn't it?
Let me just say, it does not have to be a lie. Whatever he says, however absurd, it could still be true. However plausible, it could still be a lie. It's just, essentially, what we are doing for this section is entirely futile. We will talk for a bit, then we will guess, and then it will be over.
So how did you come to go into this house? Who were you with?
I was with, what's he called? I was with Ken Numbers. I changed it, yeah. Ronnie Calculator's son. The vibe is, it's very unkempt, it's the gardening, because as we all know, Lee, yeah, witches hate gardening, wizards hate plumbing. Right? So we knew it was a female residence.
Right. So you've never seen Mary Candles, but you were only speculating it must be a witch rather than a wizard because it was an unkempt garden with no sign of deficient plumbing.
Exactly. And, you know, we wanted to be the first people who said, no, we penetrated, you know, its boundaries.
Yeah.
We went into the front lawn, down a gate to the side, past the bins, past the back door, and then to the window where there was a light on, a big picture window, looked inside, and that's when we saw this extraordinary sight. Well, extraordinary to us as 12-year-olds.
What was it? You've got to say.
It was a tiny, tiny horse. And I'm not saying it was watching television, that was all that was in the room, was a tiny horse and a television on. I did get in the house.
You got in the house?
Yes, Mrs. Candles came out.
Right.
Yes, and she said to me, you're one of the Mortimer boys, aren't you?
Were you?
Yeah. So Ken said. And she said, would you like to come in and see the horse? And she took us in, and it stank of paraffin. It was hot.
That's horse?
Hot. No, well, the house...
I thought about the horse stunk of paraffin.
The horse did stink, actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
Of?
Meat, hot meat. As we were looking at the horse, I always remember this, she came in, and she had a toilet seat in her hand. And she said, if I give you some money, do you think you could get rid of this for me?
What did you do with it?
Just threw it on our way home, just threw it somewhere else, I imagine.
Did she say what the horse's name was?
Max.
Yes. You'd have thought minimum.
All right, well, now, Suggs, what are you thinking about this?
I mean, you know, it's so preposterous, but David's flung me by saying this is the way he carries on anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
I mean, but no, I'm saying lie, of course.
You say it's a lie.
It was when you said the horse smelt like hot meat.
Well, do you remember the detail of the paraffin heaters?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We're talking 40, maybe 50 degrees there with those old...
40 or 50 degrees centigrade. So we're talking like the temperature of the desert in Saudi Arabia.
Did you ever see Mary Candles again?
No, never.
Never saw her again?
Never saw her again.
She probably melted in that heat.
All right, what are you going to say then, David?
Do we think lie?
I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie.
I think it is a lie.
All right, they're saying it's a lie. Now, we should bear in mind that when it comes to Bob, David has a very poor track record. Let's see if he can be better tonight. Bob, truth or lie?
I was telling the truth.
It's true. Bob really did break into a creepy garden.
I once set fire to my house with a box of fireworks.
David Mitchell's team.
Was this on purpose?
It was done out of ignorance.
What age were you?
I was somewhere round about 7.
I want to know where you grew up, where a 7-year-old can buy a box of fireworks.
I bought them in the shop near where I lived in Middlesbrough. It was a box for 2 and 6 of Standard fireworks. That was the brand.
Standard brand. That sounds exciting. Standard fireworks. Yeah. A normal level of excitement will be endangered. For a bonfire night, you will forget.
But it says standard, but then it's...
Well, that is standard for a firework.
So you're in your home, and you're 7 or 8 years old.
I'm 7 and I'm on my own, yeah.
On your own?
Yeah, and
What happens?
on one of the fireworks, I think it was the sparklers, it said, not suitable for indoor use.
which at that age makes you think, that means they're OK.
Could you just not read the word not when you were being...
Did you think not was the brand? You go, oh, lovely. I love that not brand food. It's not for human consumption.
I know that logic that says, well, people have obviously tried them indoors.
I've discovered they're not suitable.
Yeah.
So therefore, I won't use them indoors because I want to live.
If you look at a big firework, it won't say not suitable for indoors. It's obvious.
Yeah. Right.
But on the sparklers, they chose to put it on.
So what happened?
I lit the sparkler. The sparks went into the box of fireworks, a standard box, and set them off. And I carried the box of fireworks, now beginning to light, into the kitchen, and I threw them into the kitchen. I thought it would be more suitable.
I think you're right. The kitchen, of all the rooms, is the most suitable for fireworks, isn't it?
Because of the oven, the gas, the stove. There is fire naturally in the kitchen.
Yeah, there's a lot of... And there's more... It's more wipe down.
Yes.
Less cloth.
So what happened then?
They went off in the
What was the sound like? Was it bing, wee?
No, these were only standard. And, you know, I remember, as I'm sat here now, wiping the scorch marks off the floor and thinking that my mum's going to kill me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be in big trouble. Then I went back into the living room. Unbeknownst to me, I dropped one. And the living room was completely engulfed in flames.
It sounds to me that if you're on your own at home at 7, your mum's pretty laid back anyway.
She said, son, will you sit here and look after these fireworks? Whilst I go out to the bingo.
So, you lit the sparkler. A spark went into the standard box.
Yes.
The box starts to go... You go, uh-oh, I must get them into the most suitable room for fireworks.
Yes.
The kitchen. No need to go beyond the kitchen to the outdoors.
Yeah. Mum said don't go out.
It's good to know there was at least one rule in your house.
What time of day did all this happen?
This happened mid-afternoon.
Oh, dear, so you didn't really get the benefit of the...
Who put the fire out?
I went to next door where Miss Best lived. She was, bless her, she was about 80. And I knocked on their door and said, my house is on fire. And she said, do you know, I thought it was.
So what happened then?
She called the fire brigade. They fired their water hoses throughout the house.
Yes.
Ruining it.
Even the rooms where there's no fire.
Not ruining it.
Yeah.
You do know that before they put out fires, it's already ruined, don't you?
Lee.
You're making this house all wet. It was lovely and warm before.
And it's the water damage that knackers the house.
Is it? Not the fire?
Not the fire. If they would use their boots to put it out. Honestly, the entire house, that's it. I was in a family of 4 children, and we were homeless.
Where... Come on, keep it light.
No, I'm just saying.
Where were all the other kids while you were alone with the fire? Why did you take 3 children
They were looking
out
after
and leave
fireworks in other people's houses.
So when you say you were homeless, how much of the house did the inferno claim?
It's gone. Entire
That's
house
what, the
gone.
whole
house gone.
The whole house burnt down?
Burnt down.
So how much did you leave in the living room? The fireworks in the kitchen have only caused a few scorches.
Yeah.
What did you leave in the living room?
And now, don't you feel stupid for saying standard fireworks?
Yeah.
I tell you,
really.
I
think you were stupid for lighting a sparkler indoors.
If you don't know what you dropped in the living room, is there a chance that it's just a coincidence?
No, it could be.
That it might not have been your fault?
That's what I said to the press.
Your fault?
Press? What press? Who did you speak to?
Local press.
Because they came to the house while it was burning?
Yeah, you know, they're their hats on, trilbies, sniffing around.
With those little bits of paper in the notebook? Were they called things like Scoop McLean?
No, I believe it was called Ron Waffle.
Sorry, Ron Waffle?
It was either him, the other ace reporter on the Gazette was John Caramel. It was one of them two.
Caramel and Waffle?
Honestly.
The question is whether you think Bob has been telling the truth.
Well, I thought it seemed very plausible until we heard about caramel and waffle.
I think he thinks he's telling the truth, but I think what's happened at some point, he's seen a film in which this has happened.
He saw Backdraft.
And is now convinced that it happened to him. I think it's a lie.
Sarah.
I was going to say I want it to be true, but that sounds really horrible. I think it might be true.
Well, I think it's true. I think it's true.
So you're going to go for true?
Yeah.
OK, Bob, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Oh.
For several months, I had to sleep on the floor because I'd given up my bed for a sunbed.
These team.
When was this, Claudia?
Yes. I think it was in the 90s.
Why did you give it up as opposed to just getting a sunbed?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, because...
Have a little read of it again if you need to.
No, I'm absolutely fine. Who needs a bed? I'll sleep on the floor. More important to be orange.
Was it...
Sounds like someone speed dating with an Oompa Loompa.
There you go.
Right, talk us through the process of how you got a sunbed.
Yeah, I didn't purchase one. I borrowed one for a bit, for some money.
For what?
She's trying to say she rented one, I think.
That's what happened. I rented
So you rented a sunbed?
I rented. Hello, you want a sunbed? I'll give you some money.
Yeah.
And then for a couple of months, for several months.
How much was a sunbed in the 1990s?
Well, it was about £40 a month.
40 quid a month to rent a sunbed.
And they were called sunbeds for rental.
Wow, what a great name.
Yeah,
.com.
.com.
In the 1990s?
No, it wasn't .com. Just hello, VHS, other things, toasties, and we put sunbeds. And
I
hot
love sunbeds,
biscuits.
toasties and
That's what it was.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Where are you living? Have you set out into the world as a young
I've set
Claudia?
out. I'm at university.
Oh.
Where were you at university?
Cambridge.
No.
No.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
What did you study?
History of art.
We could test her on that. Go on, Ed.
When was the first painting?
So where was this room? Was it in a campus block?
No, I was in a road.
Just a room in a road? Was it surrounded at all by a house?
It was in a house.
Did you sleep on the floor next to the sunbed?
Curled up like a mushroom. That's how I sleep.
Well, you're probably under the lamp too long.
Did you ever bring anyone back after a night out?
I had quite an unsuccessful love life at university.
Were they just men leaving more tanned than when they came in?
Kate, what do you think?
Well, it's tricky, isn't it? Because the way she's stumbling and hesitating could be a complete, red herring. Orange herring. I'm going to go lie.
The thing is, Claudia's been on the show many times before, and sometimes she tells the truth, sometimes she lies, but what I've learnt about her is she doesn't know what's going on in her own life.
Have you got one now at home?
No, because I found a new way.
What's the new way?
Being spray painted. Once a week, twice a week during Strictly.
I had a spray tan once.
You had a spray tan?
Yeah, when we did the trip to Greece, they wanted us to look a little bit tan before we went. So a girl came round to my house, set up what looked like a crime scene tent in the,
there you go.
in the living room, put paper pants on me, and went...
She actually put them on you? Well, I never get them on, dear. Come on, lift your leg up.
Is she telling the truth or telling a lie?
I think we go true.
You think it's a lie, don't you?
I think it's a lie.
I think it is true.
You're going to say true? OK. Claudia, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It is true.
Yes, it's true. Claudia really did sleep on the floor to make space for a sunbed.
For 5 days, I pushed my cat around in a pram because it had sprained 3 of its ankles.
David's team.
OK, there are 2 key questions here. How did it sprain 3 of its ankles, and why was it necessary for it to be so mobile during its recovery period?
OK, I'll address those. One of my children, my eldest boy, didn't throw a tyre at it, but threw a car tyre, and it hit the cat.
He threw the tyre recreationally and and the cat got in the way. How did one ankle survive?
Luckily, he was scratching his head at the time.
OK, so the tyre hits the cat.
Yes.
75% of the cat's ankles are, did you say sprained?
Well, they were bruised, and we were told that he mustn't walk.
So you were told he mustn't walk, but he needed still to travel.
Of course he did, yes. It was my younger boy's buggy we put him in.
Right.
Because you could strap him in.
You could strap the cat into the buggy?
Yeah.
How did you strap the cat into the buggy?
Using the straps, and the only journey he had to make was to the litter tray. So we just used to take him from the front room round to the litter tray.
Strap him in. Strap him in.
Tip him in.
Why didn't you just carry him?
No, because he had these bandages round his legs, but he would insist on trying to walk, which we knew would make his ankles worse.
You couldn't stop him walking, but he would consent to be strapped into a buggy.
It's not really. It's not. When it comes to pets, it's not really a matter of consent, David.
Never use the phrase, when it comes to pets, it's not a matter of consent. You can get into all sorts of problems with that one.
Tell us more about this cat. What was its name?
Its name was Gudmundsson. It was a...
What?
Never ask Bob the name of anything in the story. Have we learned nothing?
His name's Gudmundsson.
Gudmundsson. Monson, as in the word monsoon, with an O missing.
Yes. Right. Gudmundsson. His name's Gudmundsson. He's a tabby Oriental.
Why Gudmundsson? Why?
My youngest son named him Gudmundsson.
All right. David, what are you thinking?
What do you think?
He's lying.
You think he's lying?
Yep, lying.
You think he's... Well, this is a superb moment. I have unanimity from the team, so let's say...
Saying it's a lie.
We'll say it's a lie.
Bob Gudmundsson, truth or lie?
I am telling a lie.
Oh, superb! We got a point! We got a point!
For the past 15 years, I have performed my own dentistry.
David's team.
So...
Give us a big grin.
It could be true.
I know, you're implying I'm a bad dentist.
No, because even very, very, very good dentists sometimes get someone else to do their teeth. Right. And by sometimes, I, of course, mean always.
How do you do that? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Well, no, the key to it is I don't do extractions. I haven't had to.
Fillings?
I do fillings. I do fillings, crown replacement. I repair bridges. Specifically, I don't do, so don't ask, Stacey. I don't do implants. I don't do root canal.
Do you drill?
I do have a drill I use.
You have to do a filling, you've got to drill it out first, haven't you?
Exactly, yeah.
Do you use local anaesthetic?
Yeah. No need.
No need?
No need.
Why, because it's not true?
The situation in my mouth is I have one very long piece of teeth, that white bit there. That's all one piece, yeah?
What?
One piece. Made to look like many teeth.
Oh, I see. So that's false teeth.
Yes.
OK.
Either end of this, I have two, what you call crowns, yeah? Right at the end. At the bottom, I have my own teeth here. As my dentist says, my bottom one's a poppadom colour, yeah? And my top ones are pilo rice.
So who said that?
My dentist.
So this was some time ago?
No. David,
15 years.
I perform my own dentistry.
Yeah.
There's no exclusivity there.
You still have a dentist,
yes,
but you just don't let him do all the stuff.
Yes.
Why is your mouth in such a state?
Because I used to have 17 sugars in a cup of coffee or tea.
17?
17, yes.
17 in a mug?
Yes. If I had 18, it's too sweet for me. So the crowns would come off. I'd go to the dentist, yeah? He'd charge me 400 quid, yeah, to put them back in. And it's outrageous. And I heard this magic word. I heard him say to his dental nurse, Fuji 9. Yeah? Fuji 9, and I became aware that this Fuji 9, it's actually a luting cement, which means you can use it...
Are you sure he wasn't halfway through a Japanese football result?
You can actually use it... Mixed 1-to-1, the liquid and the powder, it's a cement, yeah? Mixed 2-part liquid,
yeah,
then it becomes more malleable for fillings. I found a way via my TV work to get hold of some Fuji 9. Once you have Fuji 9, you are a dentist.
So what equipment do you have, then?
All I have is my Fuji 9 with its little orange spoon, with a bigger end and a littler end.
For the different amounts, depending on whether you want the 50-50 or the 2-to-1.
That's Fuji 9.
Yeah.
It's all done for you. It's done for you.
It's magic. It's magic.
And then,
it's magic.
It's like the cement is softer than your teeth, yeah? So I have a leather maker's drill, yeah?
Leather maker's drill?
Yes, a leather maker's drill, because that has sanding fitments to grind it down. You got to check your bite after you fix the crown. If you get it a bit wonky, your bite won't be right. So you have to file the Fuji down to... Oh, that bite's nice now. That's nice.
Okay, but the other thing you've got to check after doing your own dentistry is your mental health.
Do you not need one of those special lights?
Kitchen island. I've got a kitchen island. It's nice to have a kitchen island, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it has a big... It's the only place with a big light over it. So I got... My son has a PlayStation seat that's very low back, like that. So
PlayStation seat?
Yeah, it's a gamer's seat. And I put that on the kitchen... Island.
On the kitchen island.
You put it on the island.
Yeah.
So you're up high on the island.
Yes, because then that puts the lamp about there.
And so you're in a PlayStation gamer's seat.
Yes.
Balancing on... What's the surface of the kitchen island?
Do you know? I think it's Corian. It's very nice. Corian was originally what was used for autopsy surfaces. Again, so...
Are you doing your own autopsies at home as well?
Oh, what to say?
Bob, the dog's dead. Bring it in. Bring it in.
So, if I was to say this, the hardest thing is somewhere to hold the mirror.
I think the hardest thing is to sell the story, Bob.
I have the most curved Indian instrument called a samashi or something. And if I put it next to me on my gaming thing, the curve of it, it's like a flute thing. The curve of it goes there, and I can put my mirror there like that. Got the light there, game thing.
Sorry, you hang the mirror on the end of a curvaceous Indian musical instrument.
Yes.
But this is very specific.
So what's it going to be?
There's a lot of detail.
Yeah.
If he was trying to make this story plausible, why would he say the way I set up the mirror is that I tie it to the end of an Indian musical instrument?
Do you remember Bob being on this show before?
Yes, and it's always true. It's true about the masks in Castle Douglas. It was true about him being able to tear an apple apart with his bare hands. It was true about the game in the gardens.
Well, look, whether or not it's true, and we don't know yet, don't try it at home. I should say.
Do you ever do extractions, Bob?
I've never done an extraction.
Because I genuinely had an extraction yesterday, look. I see it out there.
Oh, they've not used Fuji.
All right, so what's it going to be?
I think it's true.
You think it's what?
I think it's true.
So, Bob, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It is true. I can break an apple in half with my bare hands.
David's team.
What is your technique?
I take it in the hands.
Yes. Are your hands bare at this point?
Of course they're bare.
Yes.
Friction's very much part of this this equation. You must pull it, I'm going to say east to west. A lot of people think you need to twist. You don't need to twist.
You don't need to twist.
Really?
You just
don't need to
pull
twist.
apart.
Pull it apart.
How do you get the
Pull the
grip?
apple apart?
Won't your hands just slide away from it? I'd have thought you'd need to twist.
If you twist, you fail. Twisting equals tears.
So you just grip the apple in your hands and then fling them apart, and you have two half apples.
No, I rip it apart.
Yeah.
the way you were miming it then, there's like downward pressure from the thumbs, almost as if you're trying to open it like a book.
Yeah.
Is that what it's like? Because I can believe that more than the just grip, bang.
Yes. No, David, that's fair enough. Yes.
It's just you're almost like you insert.
Oh, but I so wish it was bang. It's not.
No, you're inserting the thumbs to try and pull it apart that way.
No insertion.
All right.
No,
but
that's
downward
the grip.
pressure.
Downward pressure. And there it is.
So where are the thumbs? Are the thumbs either side of the stalk?
You know where the thumbs are, David.
Where are the thumbs either side of the stalk?
Yes.
No insertion or penetration?
No, absolutely not. No, the thumbs are used for gripping, not for ripping. That's what I was talking about. And if you remember that...
The system comes with a catchphrase.
If you can remember that, you too will be parting apples.
How long have you done this for?
I have done it for a long time. What I used to do to entertain was I used to take hard-boiled eggs, peel them, I can still do it, and I could take the shell off in one. And you actually peel the membrane rather than trying to... Don't be all rough-handed and don't, take your time. Off it comes bang.
And when did you...
That's the correct way to present. With an apple, it's this.
When did you first discover that you could do the apple? How did it come about? How did it come to be?
I can't remember the first time I did it. I can remember the feeling. But I can't remember the first time I did it.
What was the feeling?
The feeling was magnificent.
Right, David, is that the truth?
I don't think so, but it could be. Can we leave it at that?
Yeah, that's fine. OK, on to the next round. No, we can't.
I agree with that. I'd love to see him... I hope it's true, because then they'll make him do it.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see it.
Yeah. If it's not true,
Make
will
him
they
do
make
it
him
anyway.
try?
So what's it going to be?
Oh, I really want it to be true, but it isn't true, I don't think.
You can't pull an apple apart, can you?
You can't just rip it in half. I so want you to be able to.
If you and I can't, sure.
And I can't.
I've never tried.
Have you ever tried?
If I had an apple here, and I can have a few
but I think
goes.
if those two can't do it, David, with the greatest respect, it's highly unlikely you're going to pull it off.
Tremendously, frighteningly strong hands, as I found out to my own cost. So you think it's a lie, then?
I'm afraid I do,
OK,
yeah.
well, I'll go with the giant.
You're going to say it's a lie? All right, you're saying it's a lie. Bob, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Yes.
Do it.
Well, guess what I've got under the desk? My trusty box of apples. It's a proper apple. Ready,
Yes.
Bob?
It's a big one.
Thank you. Not you, him.
Does your husband play cricket?
I love that sort of thing. Where shall I do it?
I really hope he can't do it.
Good. I once put nail polish remover in my fish tank to give my goldfish more energy.
Ladies team, quiz her relentlessly.
When was this?
I was small. I was 5, 6 when I had goldfish. They were lovely, sweet things.
What happened to the goldfish?
They were fine. They were fine.
They survived?
Yes. I didn't put the whole bottle in. I just put a tiny, just like a little bit, just to give them a bit more pizzazz.
I should say at this point to people who might be watching at home or just in Dixon's window that we don't encourage interfering with fish in any way.
How many goldfish did you have?
I had 2.
2 goldfish. What were they called?
Rabbit and cat.
What was your rabbit and your cat called?
Was your cat called Dog?
No.
Was your mum called Dad?
I was...
My mum wasn't. Why do you think it would give him energy?
Because I thought they were looking a bit sleepy and they were never really doing enough hoo-ha. So I put in a bridge, and what you want them to do is play hide and seek and hide under the bridge and then come up and go weave through the green, the pond life, the water, the plants.
Yes. Do you think David Attenborough's job is threatened by you?
The point is when you buy freshly cut flowers, they often say put in an aspirin or some nail polish remover, and it will just make them for longer.
Whoa. I've never heard that.
I've heard aspirin, but not...
Why would you give aspirin to flowers?
It's because they got a headache.
I don't think it's their feet that are hurting, surely.
So that's when you see a bunch of flowers, you think they're silently going, my feet!
Well, no. What they're actually saying is, where the hell are my feet? My ankles are killing.
As you'd know if you're an amputee, you can still get an itch in the bit of you that's been cut off.
You're going to have to work on your catchphrases, David.
You've heard the story. I know what I think. I can't share that with you because I have to remain impartial.
Do you know?
We've never asked Rob this, but what do you think, Rob?
I think Claudia needs 24-hour care. Anyway, to return to what we were concerned with a moment earlier.
I don't know. I can imagine a child doing something like that. Yeah. I can't believe it would work, would it?
Drive it distraction. It broke flapping around, that big crazy...
Well, then it worked, then, didn't it? It did work. It did have more energy. I'm dying! OK, so what are we going for, Clive?
Well, I think it's a lie.
What do you think?
It's a lie.
Well, then I'll go with my team and say that it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie? OK, Claudia Winkleman.
Yes.
True or false?
It is, in fact, a truth.
Yes, it was true all along. Claudia did once put nail polish remover in her fish tank to give her goldfish more energy. That was the last time in her life that Claudia Winkleman wasted a single drop of makeup.
Once had to give Alan Hansen a piggyback across a muddy car park because he didn't want to ruin his new suede shoes.
Please, Steve.
Who is Alan Hansen?
He was.
Are you serious, by the way?
No.
Oh, OK.
No, I think he's the handsome Thunderbirdy one.
That's right, yes.
Where was this?
Old Trafford.
That was the muddy field?
No, the car park outside of Old Trafford.
Oh, it was the car park of Old Trafford.
It was a very wet, typical kind of northwest day. And
Let's not be northernist.
The car park was actually flooded in some areas and quite wet. And we'd had an evening match. It was an FA Cup replay, and he was joking about his shoes, and I, for a laugh, said, "Just jump on."
And how
I'd
far...
always wanted... How do you think I got to host match of the day?
How far did you take it, him?
It wasn't far. We'd just come out where the studio is, and it was probably from here to that camera over there. Mark Lawrenson said, oh, don't worry, Gabby will give you a lift. And I said, I will. I'm strong.
So Mark Lawrenson suggested it to Alan Hansen to jump on her back.
Who is Mark Lawrenson?
Al said, oh, hang on a second. Al said,
please don't start impressions, because he will start. That's all I ask for you tonight. Please tell me what the call was.
Is it all right if I jump on your back, Gabby?
Is that Mark Lawrenson or Alan Hansen?
And Mark Lawrenson went, hey, go on, jump on her back. And you feel like you were there, don't you? You feel like you were there.
If you're going to come on your John Hansen, you've got to be absolutely sure you're John Hansen for it. You act like you've been in front of the lead or move to you go and say what you see. It doesn't matter. You've got to come from the back and get up front.
2 words for you. Duncan Bannatyne. That's it. Alan Hansen that is woeful defending.
What?
Woeful defending.
What are you doing now? That's Harry Seacombe.
So, I still want to focus on the details.
OK.
Has Hansen in any way given you any warning, or has he just lunged and
To be
jumped?
fair, he did. He kind of went, oh, she wouldn't be able to carry me, and that was a red rag to a bull. I just went, yes, I will.
No, that sounds awful.
I don't know. I get used to those kinds of requests at work, you know?
So what do you think? Could she have done this?
Well, I mean, I'm still not entirely sure who Alan Hansen is. I've got very confused with all these different impressions because they're all quite different.
There's just picturing you Duncan Ballantyne. Right. You always go like, oh, yeah, I do this one of us, doing it anyway. I'm out. So what are you going to say?
I wish Alan Hansen had a catchphrase, that would have helped me.
He did. You'll never win it with kids.
You'll never wear anything with kids.
You'll never win anything with kids.
That's a phrase you don't want to be taken out of context.
He was referring to Manchester United, who,
Oh, right.
who
Who
very
had
young...
children playing for them.
All right, what's it going to be?
I'm sure it's true.
You think it's true?
I don't think it's true. Sorry. I just have this feeling deep inside that Alan Hansen and Mark Lawrenson don't speak to Gabby.
I know what you mean. I've been swayed now.
So since I don't know who any of these people are, maybe you should go with Bob.
OK. Bob will take leadership.
OK.
And responsibility. As we say, it is a lie.
So, Gabby, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Oh.
My first taste of fame was when the local newspaper dubbed me the Cockroach King.
David's team.
What was the newspaper?
My local. It was called the South London Press.
So, are you from South London?
I was in the lead-up to the headline, The Cockroach King.
Why were you in the public eye doing what?
I was a solicitor at the time, and I sued the local authority. Because of cockroach infestations in the council houses. Yes! That's what I did.
And of course, it was that kind of style in court that won the day.
We settled outside of court, actually. But the... No, I had to change the names, because these are real legal proceedings that we're talking about.
Right. Well, why does the fact that it's real legal proceedings mean you have to change the names?
Because I don't think it's fair to say that, let's say she's called Barbara Lighthouse. Lived in the horror of cockroach infestation.
Were you representing Barbara Lighthouse?
I was, yes.
She'd engaged your services?
She's engaged my services. I visited her property.
Must have been ages to get to the top.
There were Egyptian cockroaches. So I had an idea, right? I said, I bet this is bad for your mental health, living with cockroaches. And I took them to the magistrate's court on a private criminal prosecution under the Public Health Act.
Why are you counting every letter in the second? Are you working out how much to charge her?
You mentioned the Egyptian cockroach.
The Egyptian cockroach,
How
yeah.
many? I wasn't aware there were different types.
They live in the concrete, and they can actually live off the concrete that the buildings are made
So,
of.
so, Bob,
Eat concrete?
Yep.
Bob, they got some hard cockroaches. They live in the concrete.
They nip out to go behind the fridge or the cooker, or to turn the light out.
What were the size of these Egyptian cockroaches?
They're long and thin, slip right in.
That's my profile on Tinder.
It is odd the Cockroach King would suggest a champion of the cockroach rather than an opponent.
Or in fact, their leader.
Yes.
Did you lead the cockroaches away like the Pied Piper?
No, I didn't. What happened is I got an expert from the University of Cambridge called Broccoli High Kicks. Again, I've changed his name. His brief from me was, can you in any way argue that this is contrary to public health? He confirmed it, went to court. It's all coming ever so clear now. We went to court, yeah? Ronnie Omlets was the housing officer.
You haven't changed his name, have you?
And what was she called? Barbara Lighthouse. Barbara Lighthouse brought a clear jar of the cockroaches with her and poured them over Ronnie omelettes. Right? Of course, he was very frightened, didn't know what to do, at which point Barbara Lighthouse said, I think I've made my point, you know, to the housing officer.
Yeah.
This is what I live with. So, the council agreed to rehouse. Next day, the Cockroach King.
Right, what's he going to say, David?
What do you think?
It's that bizarre that only Bob could make it up, so I think that's true.
That doesn't make sense. If you're saying only Bob could make it up, then he could have made it up.
No, only Bob can make it up like that.
Right.
So convincing.
Yeah. So we're in trouble, aren't we? Because you're saying that if anyone else had said it, it would definitely be true because they couldn't have invented it. The one person who's saying it is also coincidentally the only human who could also have invented it.
Yes.
What a terrible set of circumstances. You think it's true? Do you think it's true?
Yes, let's say it's true.
We're going to go true.
OK. Now, Bob, truth or lie?
I was telling the truth. As a teenager, I used to terrorise my neighbourhood with a game I invented called Theft and Shrubbery.
What were the rules of theft and shrubbery?
Can I first of all say my memories of this are a bit sketchy?
Always handy for this game.
Yeah. No, but I'm an older gentleman. They're more like just fingerprints on an abandoned handrail.
Even while you poetically describe the ageing process, another part of your brain is inventing the rules of a fictional game.
It's Theft and Shrubbery.
Yeah.
It's a game that I played in my youth, in my teens, on the Lakes Estate in Middlesbrough. I would probably be 14 or 15. I hope that's all the information you need.
As to what this game involved.
Yes, of course.
Of course. In which case, I'm satisfied and there's no need to tell me. What were the rules?
There would have to be a gang of you. I would usually be with Staver and Bagger.
Well, I didn't realise you knew hobbits as a child.
Neil Overall, Jerry Dungaree's son, of course.
Didn't take his father's name.
Hated him. Hated him. So, and Gary Cheeseman would be there. The reason he was called Cheesy is because his mum used to give him a cheese. Do you know the cheese slice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To take out with him when we were hanging around the shops and that, because she thought it was good for his spots. And she'd want him to personally slice.
Surely it's because of his surname Cheeseman.
No.
Surely that was part of it.
Do you know, Gary Cheeseman was a big lad, yeah? A very big head. Sniper's dream, they used to call him. He's such a nice... The thing is, he's such a nice lad. And he was a...
I love these points in the show where we say, Bob, let's all gather around the fireside and you can tell us tales of your youth.
So the rules of the game, of course you will know.
Theft
The
and
rules of
shrubbery.
the game. Theft and...
Shrubbery.
Shrubbery. They're relatively simple. You had to creep into the back of someone's house and observe the family watching the telly or whatever they're doing, yeah?
It's getting a bit sinister now, Bob.
Yeah, I know.
Is this at night?
This is on the evening time, yeah.
So the family, as it were, backlit by the domestic lighting.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you'd find one where the curtains were open, yeah? Go to the rear of the garden and then you'd slowly walk towards the window, right? Try not to disturb them, and you'd chant, increasing the volume as you went, "We do beg your pardon, but we are in your garden." And then you gradually get closer and closer to the window, and as soon as you were seen, that's when Shrubbery comes in.
Which was what?
You were not allowed to escape via the front of the property. You had to go across all the fences. Because you're teenage, what you're really waiting for is someone to make a noise or give yourself away so that you all have to go run through all the gardens.
That's the shrubbery part.
That's the shrubbery
What's
part.
the theft part?
The theft is... We just always felt that we were stealing something from them. I don't know. Their privacy, their dignity.
So you're going up the garden saying louder and louder, we do beg your pardon, we are in your garden. We do beg your pardon, we are in your garden. You're shouting.
How loud
elderly people who are hard of hearing, you could be going, we do beg your pardon, we are in your garden, before they notice it.
Yeah.
This game can't have lasted, I'm imagining, very long before people kind of rumbled you and...
No, it was just one of the games, that we did. It could be theft and shrubbery night. There was another night where we used to take fruit from a fruit vendor's wagon and throw that up in the air and just let it drop on our heads.
Something tells me you played that quite a lot, Bob. Next time, don't use melons.
Cheeseman was very good at it.
So what do you think, David?
Steve, what do you
My
think?
concern is that the details are so utterly believable and sound like they're real that if it wasn't actually a game, he spent an awful lot of time looking through people's windows.
I'm coming down on the side of truth.
Yeah, I know it sounds odd, but I just believe it.
Are you going to say truth? Yeah. OK, so, theft and shrubbery. Bob, truth or lie?
I was telling the truth.